Welcome to Casa Loma. Casa Loma is the historic mansion located in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It was built in the early 20th century by financier Sir Henry Pilat, and it's now a popular tourist attraction in the city. Casa Loma is known for its Gothic Revival architecture and its expansive ground. The mansion features 98 rooms, including elegant ballrooms, secret passageways, and a conservatory. It also offers stunning views of the surrounding city from its towers. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. If you are new for my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if I uploaded my new travel experience video. Enjoy watching. Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Casa Loma is the Gothic Revival Castle-Style mansion and garden in midtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada that is now a historic house museum and landmark. It was constructed from 1911 to 1914 as a residence from the financier Sir Henry Pilat. The architect was A.J. Lennox, who designed the several other city landmarks. The majestic Casa Loma is one of the Toronto's most distinctive landmarks and is the most seen at least on the places to visit in Toronto. More than 650,000 tourists now pass through its halls each year, marveling in a grandeur and elegance of bygone era. Built by the visionary and Renaissance man Sir Henry Pilat in the years preceding World War I. Casa Loma was a family home for at least decades before rising taxes and the pressures of the wartime Canada forced the Pilats to leave their dream castle. In the years following, it's had many reincarnations before the finally being rescued and preserved as a museum. Princess Diana's stepmother, Rainey Spencer, remembered devoted butler Brian Davis with a gift of the whichever car she owned at the time of her death, which happened to be the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. The ground floor of Casa Loma consists of several rooms and areas that visitors can explore. Upon entering the ground floor, visitors will find themselves in the Great Hall. This grand space features a large fireplace, stained glass windows, and a decorative armor. From the Great Hall, one can access the conservatory and the billiard room. The Oak Room, originally named that the Napoleon Drawing Room, in keeping with the Victorian traditions of the court with drawing room, where an intimate selection of guests could gather after the dinner party. Designed to impress, it contains some of the finest examples of art, furnitures, and the decorative accessories that the Pilats own, as well as lavish curved paneling and on the ornately plastered detailing. The dark oak wood panels are covered from the floor to the ceiling with a beautiful and intricate carving of leaves, flowers, and fruits like berries and grapes. This great hall was the reception area for the Pilats' grand parties, tucked into a 40-foot tall window bay with a crystal panes in a Bortlitzer organ with a quiet history. The original organ arrived just in time for it to be auctioned off in 1924. The organ you see in from the Toronto's she's his boardroom theater established in 1914, and the organ classic of Canadian hockey were played on this organ at the Maple Leaf Gardens, connecting to the pipes of the wall above the oak room. Its acoustics are also pristine that the whisper from the Great Hall can be heard perfectly within the organ chambers. The large carved mahogany fireplace dates to the 17th century. It comes from the Old English home that was being demolished around the time Sir Henry was building his castle. Above its mantle, in a portrait of Sir Henry Pilots in his military uniform, he was the staunch supporter of the Queen's Own Rifles Regiment, and eventually went to a Kanalmitglied. This conservatory set the scene for many of the Pelots' luncheons and teas, a highly valued activities for Edward Island women's. Hosting tea allowed women to entertain separately from their husbands. As chief commissioner of the Girls' Guides, Lady Mary frequently invited the girls guided for teas in the gardens and conservatory. This Edward businessman office originally featured a disc that was exact copy of the Napoleon's writing disc. Today, Sir Henry writing disc from the library, made of light walnut wood, sits in the study. This room was originally used for a breakfast room or for the quiet dinners. Also, when they hosted large dinner parties, it became a staging area where the kitchen staff brought prepared dishes for wait staff to carry into the dining room. On the left, a door leads to the original kitchens. Casa Loma, a modern kitchens, are located in the same place today. The Pelots had 5 guest suites room on the second floor of Casa Loma. This room is decorated as what is known as chinoiserie style, with a bedrooms, a bathroom, and a closet, and a sitting area. Chinoiserie style is method of interior design that dates to the 17th century, when the European became interested in the Asian arts. Chinoiserie design attempted to replicate style and decor from Asian countries, including China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, Persian, and India. The large red lacquered cabinet disc was made in China in the early 20th century. The inside of its open door shows gilt paintings of flowers and birds. The wall of this suite are covered with a stylish seed image in gold paint of phoenixes and food dogs, Chinese lions, and the guard Buddhist temple from the harmful spirits or people. Lady Mary had much larger suite than her husband. It is included a bedroom, a very large sitting room, and a solarium, a bathroom, and a wardrobe. It was a private area where she could entertain friends and family. By all accounts, Mary Pelots was a shy woman. Although she was a strong and supposedly had a good sense of humor, she seems known as an authority of art and an object d'art. She maintained a very large collections of reed grooved pottery, Reflecting this interest, her bedroom is painted a pale blue with white highlights, a color scheme inspired by a classic red grove wood where Mary was 26, 2 years older than Henry, when they married in 1882. The couple shared a love for art and nature. The two were often pictured enjoying the time outside together. She was also a strong supporter of the Girl Guides movement in 1912. She became the first chef commissioner of the Girls Guides of Canada. This is the bedroom of Sir Henry's suite, which reflected Edward's ideas of manliness. It concludes a wooden four-poster bed from the 17th century, wall paneled in rich, dark wood and a tiger skin rug on the floor, and a carved lions on the fireplace. As with the other fireplace in Casa de Loma, this fireplace was imported from the demolished 18th century British home. Sir Henry wanted the most modern, cutting-edge bathroom he could have. The walls of the floor are Italian marble, white with the stripes of black. The toilet sink, bathtub, and a foot pot are white porcelain. His shower pictures six body spray controlled by a separate faucets with a both jet sprays from the side and the waterfall shower head. In 1912, most homes in Toronto did not have a fully equipped or even in the indoor bathrooms. Sir Henry provided three white tiled bathrooms, one of this floor and the two on the floor above for his household staff. At the turn of the 20th century, providing such facilities for your staff and the highly unusual. Most staff is most houses were still expected to use to the outdoor facilities. During the 10 years that the Pilots lived here from 1913 to 1923, there was no staircase connecting the Great Hall with the second floor. Sir Henry had planned for a grand marble staircase that connected to the middle of the mezzanine, with a set of staircase leading upward on either side, very different from the staircase today. The original staircase was being shipped from the Scotland and was lost in the transit during the First World War, so it never actually made it to a casaloma to be installed. The staircase that you see now was hastily constructed when Casa Loma was converted to a hotel in 1925. Henry Mill Pellat was born in Kingston in 1859 to Captain Mel Pellat. He graduated from the Upper Canada College when he was 17 and did a grand tour of Europe. On his return to Toronto, he joined his father's brokerage firm, enlisted in the Queen's Own Rifles as a rifleman in 1876, and honed his skills as an athlete. Pilots founded the Toronto Electric Light Company, eventually holding the contract to install all the street lights for the city of Toronto. His road investment in the Northwest Land Company, the Canadian Pacific Railway, and the Toronto Electric Railway Company would make him one of the country's wealthiest men. Pelots was promoted to the rank of the Major General upon his retirement from the Queen-owned rifle and made on the Commander of the Royal Victoria Order in 1910. Casa Loma is distinguished by its magnificent towers. Up the stair and along the walkway are the two towers that set on the opposite ends of the castle. You are walking inside the exposed beams and the brickwork of the tower's construction. To the left of the Norman Towers are open-top tower with a 360 degrees views of the city of Toronto. From the above, the right in the Scottish Tower, where you can access the highest point of the castles. The constructions of this tower would not be possible without the introductions of the steel beams that support the structure itself and the circular balcony that just out from the tower below that conical top. The best time of the year to visit Casa Loma is worth visiting at any time during the year. Although visitors tend to have a different opinions about which seasons offers the best experience, many think that Casa Loma charms are most apparently in the spring and the fall, when the temperatures are mild and the gardens are in full of blooms. In winter, Casa Loma is transformed for the holiday season. The summer months provide the highest concentrations of concerts and festivals to enjoy at the castle. The garden or the grounds of Casa Loma are attractions in themselves, with the 5 hectares of formal borders, walled gardens, and other botanical delights. The gardens are open from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. daily from May to the end of October, with some extended hours in summers. Check the Casa Loma events page and are included with your admissions to Casa Loma. The Rifleman Room is devoted to those soldiers that serve in the Queen's Own Rifles Regiment. The largest item in the room is a painting titled "It is written by the artist Brian Lorimer." To the left whole of the paintings are the World War I soldiers wearing a brown helmet and a trench coat sit inside a dark grey trench writing in a small notebook in his lap. This is the original wine cellar, which is now used by the Blue Blood Steakhouse, while the castle basement underwent restorations in 2014. The wine cellar was discovered behind dry wall. The wine cellar reflects Sir Henry's love of fine wines and his passions for the new technology. It had refrigeration unit that used pipes filled with the ammonia to cool the bottles and can hold up to 1,000 bottles. The tunnel is 800 feet long and used to transport flowers from the potting shed to the conservatory. Sir Henry called the tunnels his subway. It was dug 18 feet below ground. I'm Ken from Travel the World with Thorkenn. Thank you for your love and support to my channel. Feel free to leave your comments about what did you saw or any feedbacks that will help my channel to improve in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click notification bell so that you will be notified if uploaded my travel experience video. Stay safe and take care.